everyone, I'm Cassie. I'm so excited to have finally opened up a YouTube channel after much of you asking me. Welcome to MathWiz RGB's first video. Most of you know me. I am the lead tutor here at MathWiz, and I'm really excited to just open this channel. It gives an area for you guys to continue your learning outside of our lessons. And if you have any questions whatsoever, just email me and I can post a video about it. Okay? So, without further ado, today's video is going to be on distributive property. Let me just pin this real quick and unpin myself. Distributive property, ta-da! Okay, so I want to show you something pretty cool so far. What's 7 times 13? Don't pull your calculator, not yet. So if you can do that off the top of your head, which I can if I'm looking at it like this, I have a lot of troubles too, don't worry. Then here's an easy way to break it down. 7 times 10 plus 3, right? And that definitely looks a lot more feasible. So let's try to break this down. 7 times 10, 70, right? Plus 7 times 3, that would be 21, I think. So this would be 91. Now, if you're checking with a calculator, you will see that this is right. Isn't that so cool? You just use distributive property without even realizing it. So let's go back to really focusing on what distributive property is. By the end of this video, I promise you'll be a math whiz at it. You'll be able to do it both with numbers and algebraically. So, what is distributive property, right? Question I'm sure you all have. So, distributive property is kind of like a multiplication. It's giving everyone inside of it, inside the parentheses anyways, a distribution from the first number. So let's look at it. A times B plus C, right? So distributive property is saying that this is essentially equal to this. So before you all go getting lost on me, oopsie, I can show you how we get here. So A times B, right? We have that here, plus, don't forget your plus, that's very important, A times C. So that's how we get here. Now this property also applies when there's subtraction. So A times B minus A times C, right? A times B minus A times C. Same thing here. A times B minus A times C. Huge thing. Please never forget your little symbols here in the middle, and please don't ever lose them. It'll not be the funnest. So let me show you a real quick example on why we might use this. So let's say that I have 4 friends. 4 friends I love very dearly. So I want to give them each 3 friendship bracelets and 2 coloring pencil packs because I want my friends to be prepared since we have a fun coloring party. So I want to know how many gifts am I going to be giving them total so I can buy the right amount of gift bags, right? So let's multiply this out. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 4 times 2, 8. See, wrong color. Plus 8, right? So I'd be buying my friends 20 items, which means I'd need 20 gift bags. So that's just a real fun basics example on why we might need distributive property, right? So now let's give you some other examples that I want you to try and work out. You can either work them out with me, or you can pause the video and try on your own and then see if we match answers. So let's do 5 times 8 plus 2. Try it on your own real quick. Okay, now that you've paused the video and you're hopefully back, let's try to solve it together, right? So hopefully you don't snooze on me if I go a little too slow for your liking. So let's try this out. So 5 times 8, right? 5 times 8 plus 5 times 2. So now we're going to break down these numbers and solve them. 5 times 8 would be 40 plus 5 times 2, which would be 10. So our answer here is going to be 50. Good job. Hopefully you matched me on that one. So now let's try another one. 9 times 10 minus 2. Let's see. Try this one out on your own. Okay, great. Hopefully you had a second to work on it. So let's try this again. 9 times 10, right? 9 times 10 minus, I'm going to make that one blue so it's nice and big because I understand we haven't done a minus yet. 9 times 2. So let's solve these out. 9 times 10, that'd be 90, minus 9 times 2, which is 18, right? So 90 minus 18 would be, solve that out real quick. 90 minus 18, 8, 10, 2, 72. 90 minus 18 would be 72, right? So that was a real fun, quick example on how we use it with numbers. And now I want to try something that I know a lot of you don't love. Let's do algebraically with some fun letters, right? Now, don't close the video off on me yet, guys. I promise I'll make these first few examples nice and easy. So let's start off with our first one. 4 times x plus 7. You can either pause the video or you can work it out with me real quick. Since this one's our first example, I'll let whichever one go. Okay, so let's try it. So 4 times x. 4 times x, right? Now, let's look at 4 times 7. 4 times 7. Great, okay. So 4 times x is 4x, right? Plus 4 times 7, which is 28. So our answer for this one would be 4x plus 28, right? How are we feeling so far? Hopefully we're not lost. I'm going to erase this one just to get it out of frame. Let's try another one together. Negative 3 times x minus 5, right? So you can either pause the video or work this one out with me. Okay, so I'm going to try to skip a few steps here. Let's see if you can keep up. So negative 3 times x, that would be negative 3x, right? Minus, let's see, what is this? Negative 3 times negative 5? What would that be? You're right, that would be positive 15. Good job. So there are a few common mistakes I'd like to warn you about before we proceed, so that I can make sure that you guys are prepared to go into the world. Sorry, I love to use words like that. Common mistakes. So number 1 is make sure that you multiply all. You don't want to, a funny metaphor is you don't want to give one kid 10 candies and the next trick-or-treater comes by 5 candies. Make sure that you multiply all your numbers throughout. Don't leave anyone feeling lonely. My next tip would be to make sure that you include your signs. If something has a positive sign or a negative sign, do not drop it. A good example would be on the one that we just did over here. If you dropped one of these signs, like let's say I made this one positive, suddenly this wouldn't be true anymore. 15 would have to be negative, right? So make sure that you do not lose your sign. That is the most important thing I ask of you. Now, my last tip is good luck, and I really hope that you continue to try your best. So, in typical Cassie fashion, before we go, I want to give you one good problem to work on, okay? So, I want you to work on this one, and if I have you for lessons, hold on to it for your next lesson, and if not, post it down below in the comments, okay? So, simplify for me. 3x plus 4 plus 2x minus 3. Let me know what your answer is, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!